Tina from TinaHeals.com. Sorry. If you don't know who I am, I suggest a little Google, because that will just open you up to the possibilities that is me, the kind of work I do. And I write blogs, I make video, I also go live where I do free readings and consultations and stuff like that. So what am I talking about today in this video? Now, I am talking about astrological personalities. I'm talking about personalities based on astrological archetypes, all right? So I am concentrating on the sun sign and the moon sign. So if you are not really familiar with astrology, then you probably know only about your sun sign, which just means that the sun was in that particular sign at the moment of your birth. But there are 9 planets in astrology, okay? And all these 9 planets were in a particular location exactly in the moment you were born. So that snapshot of the sky, which is your horoscope, is actually extremely unique. And you can find out your moon sign. Just go to Google. There are millions of websites which will calculate your moon sign. You just have to leave the details like your name, your place of birth, your date of birth, and your time of birth. Now, time is important, so call up your mom and find out, or just look at your birth certificate and you will get your time. And once you get that, you can straight out calculate your moon sign. Now, get into this video. We are talking about Gemini moon and Libra sun. This is a yang and yang composition, but there is a softness to Libra because Libra is ruled by Venus, which is a feminine energy, which is all about beauty, harmony, finances. And Libra is the 7th sign. The 7th house is all about partnerships. Yes, marriages and also business partnerships, okay? So Libra is the archetype of the diplomat. This is the sign of diplomacy. And your sun, which is your exterior self, as I was speaking about, the sun in astrology represents your exterior self, okay? What you portray to the world, who you are, is the sun. The moon is your deep emotional self. So your moon is in Gemini, which is in a yang sign. So the moon here is giving out a feminine vibes, which is being sieved by this yang sieve, if I may say that, and you're getting the spectrum that is coming forth is yang. Now, interesting, because the moon is feminine and Venus, which is the ruler of Libra, is feminine. So there is this moon energies at play, which makes this a very artistic combination. If you understand Gemini, Gemini is the 3rd sign, and its inherent need is to communicate, to put into words, to put into expressions, to understand with logic. Gemini, being an air sign, has to do with the mind. What is going on? They need to understand emotions in a logical way and put it in a neat, tiny sentence. Okay, that is the Gemini situation. If they're out with someone, they want to, describe their whole day to them, or just chit-chat them and chit-chat so badly that the person gets fed up. Or there is a duplicist angle to Gemini, 2 faces of Gemini. So in its literal sense, it could mean gossiping and having a dubious reputation in your friend circle. Gemini moon is known to gossip as well, so could tail that. Libra also has this gossipy energy, so work with that. If you are playing into that vibe, be mindful. But So with Gemini, there's this need to just communicate. So if you use this communication skill, and your internal self needs to communicate all your emotions, okay, all you need to just ramble on and on and on and on, but it's okay. Don't stop yourself, but observe yourself. And believe me, if you observe yourself with awareness, you will see that this verbal diarrhea will cease. So I tell people with Gemini moon to contemplate silence and aloneness, because Gemini moon people, they don't know how to be alone. And the moon is the emotional self, the family, the security. So you may not be very reliable, because Geminis are not known to be reliable. Their mind and their quick need to communicate, and their mind is being pulled in so many directions that they often lose grounding. And Libra also being an air sign and being very intellectual. Everything happens in the mind of the Libran, and they need harmony. So there's this passive aggressive energy at play with Libra, because Libra is so hell-bent on harmony that they will curtail their own emotions, their own feelings, their own needs, just to make peace in that very moment, okay? But this may give the tendency of being overcritical, and they may give in to being extremely judgmental. Venus in her lower manifestations can be very judgmental. So if you have this polarity working within you, this dubious energy of Gemini playing out with this overtly critical, judgmental, keeping up appearances just for the sake of it, then you have to really curtail and understand that energy. Now we are presented with archetypes to work through them, to face the shadows that are present in the archetype, to really work with our shadows, okay? If we don't understand and face our shadows, we can never reach a holistic integration of the personality. Now, in any tool that you may practice for spirituality, you're trying to understand yourself. So the archetypes are presented to you not to be fearful of them, but to really understand them and work with them and see how you can rise above the limitations of that archetype. In its positive vibrations, Venus giving its airy intellectual vibe through Libra. It's the sign of artists, the musicians, the very beautiful women, so beautiful men. Libra is a sign of beauty and harmony, and in so many ways they look perfect. And they spend a lot of time on their appearance, on the way they feel, because on the way they look, because that is directly linked to the way they feel. Now this is giving into the shallowness of Libra, because Libra doesn't like to get really nitty-gritty. That is the forte of the next sign, Scorpio. But Libra likes to keep things neat and tidy. And Gemini also is known to be superficial. So the superficial energy can really play itself out and become a huge shadow aspect of you, where you are not ready to really look within or have a very deep internal introspective process, because you're scared, or you just don't want to get there because it's too ugly, it's too dirty, you just want to patch things up, you want to just shove them under the carpet. Libra also has a codependent streak. So relationships can be very tricky with someone of this placement, because here you are, you have this dubious duplicitous side of Gemini, but you also have this superficial keep the peace aspect of Libra, bringing in this passive aggressive tendency, and you become so codependent on that toxicity that you can't break out of that cycle. So these videos are also made so you can face your shadows, because it's imperative you do that. That's a part of your soul growth, actually. So if you are facing this, ground yourself, Be open about boundaries. Libra does not know how to set boundaries, and Gemini may be so all over the place that, you know, what are boundaries? Okay, this is my, the next second there, the next second they're there, they are joking here, laughing there, cracking making fun of someone, or, you know, saying something inappropriate, not because they're malicious, but just because they think it's they just give into that vibe and they do it. Okay, I have seen this happen with so many Geminis, but they, of course, they can laugh at themselves. That I have seen. They're very humorous, and they do have a good joke to tell. So channel in the positive, face your shadows, because you can't really hide the negative away. It will come right back at you. So face your shadows. Assimilate, integrate, purge, and move on. I hope you liked that video. If you did, thumbs up, be my subscriber, share my work with your friends, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. This is Tina from Tina Hill signing off. See you soon. Bye.